Have you ever wondered what happens when true love meets the impossible? When death separates two souls bound by magic and mystery, where does the story really end? Welcome to Humanity Tales, where we uncover the hidden stories that time forgot. I'm your guide through history's most fascinating mysteries. Before we dive into today's remarkable tale, join our community of history explorers by hitting that subscribe button and notification bell. Every week we journey together through time, uncovering stories that will leave you speechless. The year was 1926. The world had just lost its greatest magician, Harry Houdini, but in the shadow of his legend stood a woman whose story would become one of the most poignant tales in the history of magic. This is the story of Wilhelmina Beatrice Rana, the woman who would become Bess Houdini. But more than that, this is a story of promises, of undying love, and of a final resting place that holds secrets few have ever known. Picture this: Brooklyn, 1894. Young performer named Bess, standing just 5 feet tall, catches the eye of an ambitious magician. Within just 2 weeks of their first meeting, they weren't just partners in performance, they were partners in life. But their story isn't just about the magic they created on stage. It's about a bond so powerful that even death couldn't break it completely. A bond that would lead to 10 years of Halloween séances, a burning candle that would never go out, and a final resting place that would challenge everything we thought we knew about their story. Today we're going to uncover the truth about Bess Houdini's final resting place. But more than that, we're going to understand why this story matters, why it speaks to something deep within all of us who have ever loved and lost. This isn't just another tale from the past. This is a story about love, faith, and the promises we keep, even after death. October 31st, 1926. The day magic lost its greatest legend, and Bess Houdini lost her soulmate. But what happens when the spotlight fades, when the final curtain falls and the one person you shared everything with is gone? Before Harry drew his last breath, he made Bess promise something extraordinary. They created a code, a secret message that only they would know. Rosabelle, believe. These 2 simple words would become the key to proving if Harry could reach beyond the grave. Every Halloween, as the world celebrated with costumes and candy, Bess Houdini would climb to the rooftop of the Knickerbocker Hotel in Hollywood. There, surrounded by candles and hope, she would attempt to contact her beloved Harry. For 10 years she kept this vigil, 10 years of waiting, hoping, believing. Bess Houdini was more than just a widow waiting for a sign. She was a woman determined to forge her own path while honouring the legacy of the man she loved. Did you know that Bess transformed herself into a successful businesswoman after Harry's death? She opened Mrs. Harry Houdini's Rendezvous, a magical tea room in New York City where the greatest illusionists of the era would gather. Here, surrounded by the smell of fresh tea and the whispers of magical secrets, Bess created a sanctuary for performers and enthusiasts alike. She wasn't just preserving Harry's memory, she was building something entirely her own. But on the 10th Halloween after Harry's death, something changed. Standing on that rooftop one final time, Bess looked into the darkness and spoke words that would echo through history. 10 years is long enough to wait for any man. With trembling hands, she extinguished the candle she had kept burning beside Harry's photograph for a decade. This moment wasn't just an end, it was a beginning. Bess Houdini was finally ready to step out of the shadows and into her own spotlight. If you're finding yourself drawn into this remarkable story, take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. It helps our channel reach more history lovers like you and ensures these incredible stories aren't forgotten. But the most fascinating part of Bess Houdini's walk with me through the gates of Machpelah Cemetery in Queens, New York. Here, beneath the weathered stone and climbing ivy, lies the famous Houdini family plot. Thousands of visitors come here each year, believing they're paying respects to both Harry and Bess Houdini, but they're only half right. Because Bess Houdini isn't here at all. Her true resting place lies miles away in Gate of Heaven Cemetery in Hawthorne, New York. But why? The answer reveals a story of love that transcended life, but couldn't overcome the barriers of faith. You see, Harry Houdini was Jewish. The Machpelah Cemetery, where he rests, is strictly Jewish. And Bess was Catholic. Think about that for a moment. The couple who shared everything in life, their love, their stage, their secrets, couldn't share their final rest. But love finds a way. Even though Bess couldn't be buried beside Harry, she made sure a part of her would watch over him forever. If you visit the Houdini plot today, you'll find something remarkable. A beautiful bust of Bess, forever gazing at her beloved Harry's grave. In death, as in life, she found a way to keep their connection alive. And here's something few people know. On February 11th, 1943, as a train rolled through Needles, California, Bess Houdini took her final breath. Her last words? They weren't about magic, or fame, or even her own legacy. Her thoughts were of Harry. "I'll be with him soon," she whispered to her nurse. If this story has touched your heart, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever visited either of these historic sites? Or perhaps you have your own tale of love that transcended boundaries? But our journey isn't over yet, because what happened next, how the world would remember Bess Houdini, that's a story that needs to be told. How do we measure a life? By the headlines it made, the memories it left behind, or perhaps by the love it inspired? When Bess Houdini's heart finally stopped beating on that train in Needles, California, the world lost more than just the widow of a famous magician. They lost a woman who had rewritten the rules of what it meant to be a performer, a partner, and a keeper of magical legacies. Today at Gate of Heaven Cemetery, you'll find something remarkable. Bess's original tombstone was simple. Wilhelmina Beatrice Houdini, beloved wife of Harry Houdini. But the story didn't end there. In recent years, something extraordinary happened. A group of dedicated magic historians and passionate fans came together with a mission to ensure Bess's own legacy would shine as brightly as her husband's. They created a new memorial that finally tells her whole story, not just as Harry's wife, but as a groundbreaking performer in her own right, a woman who helped build the golden age of magic. And here's something fascinating. Bess rests among legends. Just a short walk from her grave, you'll find baseball icon Babe Ruth and Hollywood legend James Cagney. But her story, it outshines them all. Because while others are remembered for what they did, Bess Houdini is remembered for how deeply she loved, and how that love transformed into something greater than herself. Even now, nearly 80 years after her passing, flowers regularly appear on her grave. Notes are left. Magicians perform small tributes. She may not rest beside Harry, but their love story continues to inspire generations. So the next time someone tells you that magic isn't real, tell them about Bess Houdini. Tell them about a love so powerful it transcended death, about promises kept for 10 long years, and about a legacy that refuses to fade. If this story has touched your heart, make sure to subscribe to Humanity Tales. Every week we uncover stories just like this, tales of love, courage, and the extraordinary moments that make us human. Hit that notification bell and share your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of Bess's story resonated with you the most? What other hidden histories would you like us to explore?